Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This is the Educations and Technology channel. So about 10 hours ago, I shared a video on the standardized the 1850 Shilintao sets. So here on, everything is open under the sun, transparent, as I show in the video. The content is here, so everybody can read about it and know what the content in the 1850 Shilintao sets. So here on, nobody can pretend or make believe to know the sets and teach the set without knowing the contents and the details. Okay? Now, I wake up this morning. I received many messages from our Wing Chun friends worldwide. There are two categories of message within all this message I get. And these are Wing Chuners friends who have 10-20 years of studying in Wing Chun. So they are not this beginner of Wing Chun, okay? So this is the class or the group of the Wing Chuners who message me. The first thing is they complain about unreliable sifu. Okay, unreliable sifu who didn't really teach but make up stuff, who have reputations and all kinds of stuff, but it's unreliable, so they don't learn proper thing. So they like my idea to say that to open this up to make everything transparent. And the second type is saying that transparent make things effective to learn. And they get really excited because they want to learn things. But for so many years or decades, they will not know what is the proper, what is not the proper, what is the reality, what is the truth behind the things. So these two groups of information tell me one thing. We need to get this thing transparent, based on reality. So on this transparency, okay, or on under this standardized the basic educations, actually it is a big problem now in traditional Chinese martial arts. I went to Asia often, have many friends, the older sifus. Many of my senior friends tell me, they said traditional Chinese martial art is going nowhere if it is not standardized. It doesn't have rules, it doesn't have a monitoring system, and everybody just playing a sets, learning a few sets, and then they claim they know the art. Especially after Xi Xiaodong defeat the traditional Chinese martial arts player. After that, all the senior friends of mine said, you see, this is expected. If everybody is saying, oh, you know, this set is my teacher teach it to me, okay? So if you have any question, ask my teacher. And everybody be able to teach with a big name, so-called grandmaster, okay? So this is not my words, this is I relay to you, okay, what I encounter in Asia. So the idea is that if there's no standard, there's no transparency, there is no monitoring system, what are you practice? Okay. So this is an issue. And so for me, years ago, I know this is going to be problem. Why? There are many people study with me, okay, before, when I'm a nice guy, okay, or you want this, I give it to you this, you know, you want to publish the book, you want to teach, I never charge royalty, okay, and even today I don't charge royalty, because it's education stuff, right? And some I even teach for free, okay. However, there are many people who didn't see the full picture, take a little bit here, take a little bit there, and then they suddenly go out there and tell other people, oh, Hendrik is not as good, I have a better one, because I have this internal thing. And sometimes in the old student, I test them, I say, well, how about this, you learn this, now you pay me $1,000. You look at how they react, okay? You can see them, whether they are really come and just exploit you, take the things and go doing their stuff and so forth, or they just want to use me to as their stepping stone. Come on, I live in Silicon Valley. I deal with CEO and all those technical people, marketeers and everything. I'm not idiot. But I let it be because it is for education, okay? At that time, there's no YouTube like that, you know, I just say, okay, if you can spread or share this information out, then it's okay, no problem, right? But it turns out it is not. They are selfish. They will not tell the truth to their people. They're making up stuff. In Chinese, this is called 欺师灭祖. You bully your teacher, or you cheat at your teacher, and then you destroy your ancestor. That's called 欺师灭祖. Meaning that because I want my own benefit, so I'm going to put down my teacher, or even my writing something off my my ancestor. So I no longer teach whatever it is, so I become the God, okay? So with that, that's why I wrote all these textbooks. That's why I wrote all these textbooks. Because it is important now for worldwide, everybody, every race, every nation, know that the basic traditional Chinese martial art content exists. And that has to be based on history, facts, and technical writing. Okay? It is not just, oh, my Sifu teach me this. I am from this lineage. This is how we do. No. Those things exist. That's why in this book, all is based on this thing. Okay? And in fact, we need a textbooks for that. It's not that I wrote a book that about my biography, how many Sifu I go visit, or how many Sifu I interview. A textbook has to have the history and technical writing of the ancient Chinese, and have to answer why, what, how. It's like an engineering textbooks. And then we need to map the technical into physics and sports science. History, we need to verify it. So it doesn't matter it is here in the Silicon Valley, or you go to Fatsan, you can stand alone. Why? You can stand tall. Why? Because this is based on Chinese history records. It is known history records. And the technical staff have to answer what, why, how, and it has to be able to convert to physics and sports science. Okay? So it is like what? It is like the textbook in the university, like for example, the physics textbook in the university wrote about Newton's and the Newton's law and so forth, so forth. And I'm not the only one who can write that book. Okay? You look at, there are so many textbooks in the university for the physics class. That's how it has to be in order to standardize the basic education. That is the first step. You need a textbook, so all around the world. So let me tell you this. When I was 17, okay, when I prepared to come to United States, at that time I was studying electronics and so forth. So I have friends, you know, at that time we don't have like this, you know, G5, 5G or Facebook, everything, we write letter. I have friends in Hong Kong, I have friends in India, I have friends in Indonesia, we write letter. And of course we have friends in America and Europe. Now, the difference between the all of us at that time is that our friend in United States and Europe have the instrument to do experiment. However, I am from Indonesia. There are friends from Hong Kong. There are friends from India. We don't have that their instruments. However, we know the same theory with our friends in America and in Europe. So by the time I come to university in the United States, I feel so good because right now I can get touch on those instruments. Okay, so you see all this standardized. It is disregard of where we are. We know, we can expect what is going on. So the same thing, okay, we need to make traditional Chinese martial art like Wing Chun standardized basic education. So nobody can play scam, okay, nobody can cheat, we keep everybody honest. And also it is not play on relationship. As I told you, I shared with you on the last video on the standardized 1850 Xiu Lim Tao sets. My kids never learn those from me. So if I die, no way he's going to tell the world that because he has my last name Santo, he's my kid, then he know all of this. He's the grandmaster. That's called BS. Okay, if my kids say that, you better ask them. You better show us your qualifications technically. Don't just use your father's name. Okay? It has to be like that. It's like with physics, okay? In the university, you see, we like it on the Western university education system is really good. Okay? That's why technology keeping progress. And that's why you can see less scam. Okay, people will find out right away if you're scamming those things. Now, the physics, sports science stuff. The reason why there is the H model there in this book, the H model in the Wing Chun Inception. And with all this EKG and everything, this H model, is that here on nobody can cheat on internal or this and that. Okay? So this is the H model I like to share with you. Right? So you see all this heart rate zone? which is based on your maximum heart rate and your resting heart rate. You see that this you can measure with your Garmin or Polar. Here you can measure with your force tracker. And here, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zone. And you know right away in the fitness, it is the training for recovery, aerobic or anaerobic. Okay, so those who say they have Qigong and everything, you can make equivalent whether it is a recovery practice or aerobic or anaerobic practice. Okay. Keep everybody honest. If you say I have Kung Fu, okay, what type of Kung Fu? In the fitness science language, is what you practice a recovery practice where you can measure with heart rate variability SpO2, or it is an aerobic, you can measure with a VO2 max heart rate profile, or it is an anaerobic where you can measure training load and all kinds of stuff. Okay, like this, I have this this Garmin Tactic Delta, or you can use a Garmin 945 or Garmin Phoenix. It can measure that. Okay, is that recovery, anaerobic, aerobic. So if people say they have Kung Fu, if I say I have Kung Fu, I better be able to show this. Okay? So that way everybody is transparent, everybody is clear. Okay? If you go to a Sifu, you say I want to practice meditation, that means you ought to be able to get into the state of this. Your heart rate variability, your heart rate profile. If you train on the momentum zone or the fighting zone, the anaerobic stuff, you'll be able to measure and you'll be able to track your heart rate profile, you know, like how the interval trainings like in the sports. Without that, how can we know we have developed any Kung Fu at all? Keeping every day sitting down there, talking about the ancestors or the grandmasters' legend and story. When is one going to achieve that? Very simple. For example, your Xiu Ling Tao. Is that a recovery practice? Is it an anaerobic or it is the aerobic? Do you know? The reality is you need to know, okay? Your Xiu Ling Tao practice. Which practice is that? Is that recovery, aerobic, or anaerobic? So as in the Wing Chun Inception, it tells you that, no, what are you practice inside that? So in the 1850s, Xiu Ling Tao said, which part of the quid belong to what type of heart rate zone, or what type of practice? Is it recovery, is it aerobic or anaerobic? Well, in this scientific world, don't every fitness guy, you know, if you go to the Western doctor, they say, oh yeah, I know you need to practice more recovery, or you need to be in recovery, you need to go exercise, doing fitness, aerobic, to drop your the blood pressure or so forth. Or you want to build more strength, go practice anaerobic. Okay? So that's why I wrote this book. And many actually say, well, I don't want to read the book, Hendrik. I want to see the real person. I don't want to read the book. And I tell them, this book is not about Hendrik Santos' greatest biography, or how many Sifu I have met, or I take picture with my Sifu. No, This is what, why, how. Historic stuff, technical stuff, convert into physics so you can know. Okay, so it is not like, because I am an American, I don't know about the ancient Chinese qi, so I have to follow Hendrik's way. You have to do this, bow 3 times, so that bow 3 times to Hendrik so that you will get qi. Okay, and then you have to do this, do that. No, you can come. You need to come to Hendrik and say, Hendrik, I'm studying this Xiu Lim Tao. Is it anaerobic? Is it recovery? Is it for aerobic? What is it for? You practice this qi stuff. What is this for? So as in here, you talk about the 6 physiological states. Okay, you know what it is. As I just showed you, the first two, the 6 physiology states. The first 2 states is the recovery. The 6 physiological states. The first 2 is recovery. The next 2 is aerobic. And then this is go anaerobic. That's simple. Okay? Even the first day you practice, you need to know that. You need to have that result. It's like you pay a lot of money, you go to the fitness center, weightlifting, or you have the fitness coach in that fitness center. Somebody, sometimes people go down there, they want to increase their mass of their bone or their muscle and so forth. Then they train different way, and then within say a month they get result. When you train the Chinese martial arts sets, you need to get that too. You train Qigong, you need to get that too. Okay. So I have to explain to everybody. Say all these books is like your desk reference. It's the textbooks. Like we use our math textbooks, like the advanced calculus, which I don't use. I don't use it daily, so I have the reference book to look into when I need that. Okay, even though I took those partial differential equations in university, but I only use once a while every year, so I need that book. So this book is for that. Okay. So the bottom line is, things need to be standardized to keep everybody honest. Okay. And the second thing is, you need to standardize so that you really learn something. The third thing is, the entire world know what it is. And because we all know this, like when I was in 1980, study electronics, and compared with today's electronics is heaven and earth difference. Well, but I have the base on that 1980s, 1970s technology and the basics to get into today. So we need this thing. Okay, the traditional Chinese martial art, if it is not go this way, like I show you on this H model way. You know what? The so-called internal art and so forth is going to get obsolete and vanish in a few years, because sports science have already progressed really far. Okay, so when people say, you can see people argue. The other day I just read something in the Chinese forum. One guy said that, when you're meditations, you don't breathe anymore, and then that is equivalent to the anaerobic of the fitness. That's called, oh my God, do you know what is anaerobic? Do you really know what happened when one get into the samadhi? So the guy who do samadhi is like when they get to the recovery, and then their breathing drop lower and lower. Okay, the breathing rate drop lower, their mind quiet down, that is going down to the recovery and deep recovery. Anaerobic is on top. So when people who practice internal art is writing those kind of stuff in the forum, okay, and this is teacher, okay, the Sifu. Oh, when you practice this advanced internal art, you'll get to anaerobic. I say, oh my God, do you know what is anaerobic is? Do you know what is actually advanced Qigong do when you open up your channel? Have you experienced which is even a little bit on those things before you talk? Or you just get some writing, you know, like in the past 100 years, it's like you just get some grandmasters writing, and then you just get some Taoist writing, and then you translate what the heck you want. The ancient Chinese is not that, okay? The ancient Chinese is not like that at all. It's well defined. That's why in the Wing Chun Inception, the last chapter, I talk about how the Chinese lost its culture. No, well, you know, in early 1900, or 100 years away from today, before, which is 1919, the Chinese switched from the classical language to today's language for modernized China and so forth, and then it lost a lot of things there. And also, I like to tell you one thing. Wing Chun is had the uprising at the Taiping Revolution time, the Taiping. So Wing Chun and Chai Li Fat is anti-Qing at that time. At the beginning, we support the Taiping, Heavenly Kingdom. But guess what? After a while, we actually broke up with them. All the heaven and earth society broke up from the Taiping. Why? Because Taiping is like a cult. It kills those who don't believe the same type of cult belief they believe in. So if you look at the Opium War, 1840s, okay? This is history. You look at the Opium War, how many people died? Okay? You look at the Taiping uprising, how many people died? And how much culture, Chinese culture, is destroyed. So today, you know, sometimes we will read history, we will say, well, the British is very bad. They sell opium to the Chinese. So you have this Opium War, and then so forth, and then the culture going down, and so forth, Westerner is very bad, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at the Taiping uprising, how many Chinese died there? Is that 1/3 of the Chinese population died? How about the culture? How much was destroyed? Look at how the Taiping destroyed the Chinese culture. It's just like the Cultural Revolution. Okay? So you can see that it is better to keep everybody honest. Standardize everything like a physics books or engineering books. Because Wing Chun today belongs to everybody in the world. Wing Chun is not belong to Chinese only. Okay? That's for sure now. How many people in the worldwide practice Wing Chun today? How many people is obedient and loyal Wing Chun students, follower? Worldwide. Okay? So it is a time to think with a public-minded, to set up something so that everybody benefit. And because of we set up something standardized, everybody actually is benefit. Standardized basic education, meaning it support different lineages. If one have a proper lineages, I mean that the lineages are not created in the past 60 years for whatever reason. I say the ancient legit Wing Chun lineage. You can see with this standardized basic education, you can see, oh, this lineage go this way, oh, this lineage go this way. It is legit. They have their style. Lineage means style, a different way of doing things. It's like Zen. You have Soto Zen, Rinzai Zen, different type of Zen. That's called different lineage or different school of Zen. Wing Chun is like that too, come on. You and me probably will see things on the different view. So as soon as it is satisfied the basic education, it's like Zen satisfy the basic teaching of the Buddha. It can be Rinzai Zen, it can be Soto Zen, it can be Guiyang Zen. All these Zens, it comes up. Because when there are many people practice that art, there were many good ways. There's not only one way to do things. However, all this way is based on the Buddha's teaching. Nobody's screwing around with that and saying, oh, because my teacher says so. Okay, I think so. I believe so. So this is what it is. So this is what I'd like to share with you today. Okay, don't waste your time and investment. Go for standardized basic educations, and then you can see that what you train is not actually a waste. It's like say we want to go to San Francisco from San Jose. If I don't have a map, I'm going to drive around here. Maybe I drive for, say, exaggerate, I drive for 3 days around. But the meaning I have the map, I go to San Francisco. The rounding there, I now have an experience. And later, when people ask me, I say, well, don't round this. Okay, this is a wrong direction. Okay, you want to go this direction. Well, so whatever's wrong become an experience, become a support of what our experience. There's never loss. But if we never get a map to go to San Francisco, keeping round there in San Jose, cannot get out, and then keeping doing all kinds of crazy stuff, then we really lost it. So this is to share with you, okay? I don't open school because people last night when I got this message today, many say they want to learn from me, they want to see me personally. I tell everybody, you don't need to see me, go read the book. And some say, well, no, I don't want to read the book, I cannot, I don't think people can learn by reading the book. It might be true, however, reading the book is like reading the physics books. Like my case, when I was in Indonesia, I read the basic electronics books and so forth books. I read the same book with our friend in America. Even though I don't have the high-speed oscilloscopes, I don't have that. But I read the basic electronics books. We all know what is the bottom line. So this is to share with you today.